Hi everybody, welcome to another Currently Inked on my channel, this time for February 2026. I always like to start off my Currently Inked looking at the previous month. So in January I had lots of Kaweco Sports inked and only Diamine ink. My January Currently Inked wasn't really planned in any way. I basically just showed you whatever pens I had on my table at that time. Usually I like to go into my Currently Inked with a plan, but I think I kind of fell off from doing Currently Inked somewhere in the fall months. I don't really know when, probably October or something like that. So that was kind of random, but they all worked out great. I didn't have any issues with any of the pens. Actually, I forgot to show one pen in that video, which was the Write-Tech retractable fountain pen. I have the pink one, and I had it inked with Kaweco Smoky Gray, and that was actually one of my favorite pens of the month, because it's actually one of the favorite pens of the year for me. I love that pen. It's so cheap, but it works so great, and it's such a joy to use. I feel like for January, my favorite inks were definitely Olive Swirl. Olive Swirl is one of my favorite inks for the year, for 2025. I loved that ink so much. And I really like Diamine Fern Fog, actually. It was from the ink vent, and I really liked it. Let me show you some spreads I did in my Hongdian cousin. Let's bring in the bad boy. So this is Nostalgia, and this is Smoky Gray. Smoky Gray, this looks to me like smoky tobacco. I could be wrong. This is Olive Swirl, this is Fern Fog. I especially like the combination of Olive Swirl and Fern Fog. I think this is actually my favorite spread that I've done so far. I really like this. This is Diamine Syrah. I hate this spread. It looks... it's a lot. I don't like it. Again, Nostalgia. I feel like I really like the ink, but for some reason I didn't really use it a lot in January. I think this is Kaweco Caramel Brown and Syrah. So yeah, that's what January was like. Let's get into my Currently Inked fountain pens for February. So as always, I have 6 fountain pens for the month. I feel like 6 pens is perfect for me. And what I actually really like is that in my, what are these called? Drawer pouch, I think. In my drawer pouch from Hongdian. Here on the right hand side, you have 3 elastics that each can hold like 2 pens. So I can put all of my 6 fountain pens neatly in here, and I absolutely love this. So the first pen I wanted to show you is my Pilot Kakuno, and I think the colorway is called Drowsy Pink, and I chose this one with Diamine Antler. And I chose this one because I feel like it matches the grid of the Hongdian cousin perfectly. Actually, one quick thing before I get started, I wanted to show you. Usually I like to build my Currently Inked around the grid color in the Hongdian cousin. And this month I actually let myself get inspired by this pencil board. So all of the colors that I have for my Currently Inked kind of came from this pencil board, which I think is really fun. So the first one, as I said, is Antler. got all of my swatching supplies ready. I love how Antler goes on kind of purple toned and then it turns red and it dries like a beautiful brown. I really like this ink. I think it's really unique. So in my palette Kakuno in Drowsy Pink, I have it in a fine. I have Diamine Antler. I think this is quite a cute combination, and as you see when you're writing with it and in the sample, it's starting to get lighter as it dries, and it is such a nice brown with a red purple undertone. It's hard to describe, to be honest, and it's really unique and I really like it, and I feel like it fits the grid of this month in the Hongdian perfectly, so that's why I chose this one. Next up I have an old favorite of mine. This is the Kaweco Perkeo All Clear, and I decided to ink up Wearingeul Anubis again. To be honest, these two browns are kind of similar with each other, but I like them and I love brown ink. I feel like if I use a color in my spread, I like to have, so I always use 2 different colors in every spread, I would say, and I like to have one color that is more toned down and one that is more out there usually. So having 2 colors that are kind of a brown tone is perfectly fine for me, although they are quite similar, to be honest. But I like them, and when I was looking at the grid and deciding which brown I was going to use, I couldn't really decide, so I thought, why not just use both? The world is your oyster when it comes to fountain pen ink. Well, they're not that similar, to be honest. But yeah, I usually wouldn't put 2 browns for a month, to be honest, but I like them both, so I couldn't decide. So this is my Kaweco Perkeo All Clear in a fine, and the ink is Wearingeul Anubis. So Anubis is a lot more gray in tone compared to Diamine Antler, but I really like them both and I wanted to have them both for this month. Next up I have my Kaweco Jazz Student, and I'm so excited to be using this again. This was my first fountain pen that was a little more expensive than my regular Kaweco sports and stuff like that. And I sadly started to have an issue with the nib. And in December, I actually went to Nürnberg to the Kaweco store, and I was buying some fountain pens, and I told the employee that I was having some trouble with a pen and if I could repurchase a nib. And she actually, I had the pen with me and I showed her the pen and I actually got the nib for free, which I think is so kind of them. And now the pen works great again, and I am back in love with my Kaweco student, and I have it inked with Robert Oster Caffe Crema. So again, another brown, but I feel like I can never have too many brown inks. I just always like them. And I feel like it's almost like an orange in a way. It's a very light brown compared to the other ones. So I think it works. So this is my Kaweco Student 20s Jazz. Do you see how nice it's writing again? I am obsessed. I don't really know what the issue was with the nib, but I just could not get ink to flow properly, and I tried to push the tines apart, and to be honest, I think I kind of ruined the nib as I was trying to repair it. So yeah, I am really grateful that the employee gave me the nib for free. I mean, I was buying a lot, to be honest, but still, she didn't have to. Like, probably, I think I might have ruined the nib, to be honest. So this is Robert Oster Caffe Crema. Such a nice brown. Next up, I am revisiting an old favorite of mine, which is the Hongdian A7. I really like this fountain pen. They also have this one in blue, and I kind of want it in blue as well. I think it reminds me of the Starry Night painting in the blue colorway. This is the green colorway, and I love it. It's a wooden fountain pen that has some sort of resin coating, I guess. And it is so nice in the hand. It has such a nice warmth, and it has a really nice thickness. I love the size of the nib, and I just love writing with this. This is one of my favorite pens, to be honest. And I have a new ink for it, which is so exciting, which is one of Vinta inks. I placed a huge haul around Christmas time from them. I haven't even swatched through all of them, to be honest, because I bought so much. I kind of wanted to get as much as possible to kind of make the shipping worth it, to not reorder again in like a year or so. So I placed quite a big order, to be honest. And so far, I think I've only swatched like 4 or 5 inks of my haul. I kind of like to stretch my hauls out lately so that I kind of have something new to try every few weeks so that I don't buy more. So this one has been one of my favorite inks so far. Again, I haven't swatched through all of them, but this one I really liked. Oops. Let's get the box out of the way. So this is Vinta ink Sea Kelp, and I really, really like it. To me, this is kind of like the perfect matcha green. It's so pretty. I love it. It's so gorgeous. I heard that Vinta inks had some issues in the past with their packaging, and ink would evaporate and dry up, but I think they have fixed that issue. I'm so new to Vinta inks that I can't really say anything on that issue because I just had them for a few weeks. So far for me, no issues. So this is my Hongdian A7 in a fine nib, yes. And the ink is Vinta Inks Sea Kelp. They also call it Late. I have no idea how you pronounce that. Number 1944. And isn't it such a nice matcha green? I love it. And I think it will go so nicely. Because there was an ink from Sailor, the Japanese tea ceremony ink, something like that, in such a nice matcha green. And I wanted that ink so badly, but I didn't buy it. And to me, this is kind of redemption for that because it looks perfect. Next up is a really exciting pen. And it's this one. It's my Esterbrook Estie Botanical Garden. I got this from my mother for Christmas. Very unexpected. And I absolutely love it. There is something on my clip. That's weird. I don't know, there's something on my clip. I hope it's just ink and not something else. But yeah, I'm so excited to try out my first Esterbrook. This feels very special. And I feel like what I love about this pen already is that you can ink it with so many different inks because there's just so many colors. I decided to go for a dark blue vibe with Diamine Nightfall. Such a pretty ink. So this is my Esterbrook Estie in the Botanical Garden theme. And I have it in a fine. And the ink is Diamine Nightfall. So at first, when I started writing with this pen, I was kind of worried that I wasn't going to like it because it is a very juicy fountain pen. But the more I've written with it, I absolutely love it. It is so smooth. It is so pretty, and it always feels really luxurious to be writing with it. And last up, I have another new pen that I got from my sister for Christmas with also a new ink that she got me for Christmas to go with this fountain pen. So I thought it would be only right to ink this pen up with this ink, of course. So this is Ferris Wheel Press, the Cherry Sonata. I'm always worried when I'm using the Ferris Wheel Press ink bottles because they are so narrow and I feel like they fall over on your desk really easily. Like, I don't really like their packaging, to be honest. Like, do you see what I mean? Like, I feel like this tips over so easily. It's pretty, but I feel like things could go south really quickly. So this is my TWSI Eco in Plum&Onyx in an extra fine, I think. Feels like an extra fine because I don't like Twispy's fine. And the ink is Ferris Press, the Sherry Sonata. And I forgot an R here. Well, so these are my currently inked pens for February. Let me just quickly bring back my pencil board. Do you see how I was kind of trying to theme it off of the pencil board? We have the greens in here, the dark blue, the like dark pink, the like lighter browns. I tried to go with Robert Oster. Again, I chose Antler because it goes so well with this month's grid color in the Hobonichi. And then I also put in Anubis because there is quite a lot of gray in here as well. So yeah, that was my inspo for February's currently inked. Let me know if you have ever drawn inspiration from an art piece or something around your house, or maybe some journaling supplies like I have. I honestly think this was really fun, and I feel like I might be doing this in the upcoming months as well, because I feel like sometimes it can be a little almost daunting or just overwhelming to look at your ink collection and to try to come up with a theme for every month. But I feel like art in various forms can be really inspiring, and I was definitely inspired looking at this and coming up with my ink colors. And I also feel like these are all going to work so nice with each other. Like these two together already look great. These two together look great. I feel like Antler and Anubis will go with any of these as well. So I'm really excited to be journaling with all of these beautiful inks and pens. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to catch you again in another video. Bye guys, take care.